Welcome to episode 26 of the Seemingly Unknown podcast. John, just me and you again today.
Just me and you. I feel left out. I think Paul's ditched us.
Paul is actually currently at a Cracker Barrel.
Right, ordering
sourdough
toast.
I actually texted him and I said, "What are you doing right now? We're about to record." And he said, "This is the text I get back." And he said, "I'm at a Cracker Barrel about to drive to Rochester." I said, "Get some sourdough toast." And he goes, "I'm getting biscuits, you asshole. Who would do such a thing like sourdough?" I said, "I don't know."
Yes, but Paul as well. Hopefully we get him out here next week, the week after or something.
Yeah, I miss Paul. It's been good. Like I'm having fun doing it, but we certainly we have a dynamic with Paul that we don't have with
sexually violent,
if you will. We are in, where are we? Kansas City today, and here we are. It's what's day is it? Tuesday. I did some barbecuing yesterday with my cousin. Went to a bunch of places off the beaten path, and dude, there's some really good barbecue in this state. Yeah. So where did you go?
We went to Woodman's.
Woodman's,
I think.
Oh, we went to Woodyard. Okay.
Woodman's. And I went to Danny Davidson's, I believe.
You went to two barbecue places?
Dude, before 12:45.
Wow.
I had a combo platter, 2 combo platters before 12:45.
Can we talk about how much J.R. Moore is going to hate this podcast because the microphone is like just in your face and like you can't even see your face?
Like, possibly.
Yeah, we went to Woodyard. I went with the barbecue experts of Kansas City, I'll say. One Scott Porter and one Dr. Paul Nassib or Nassab, however you choose to say his name. And yeah, we went there. It was really good. Paul's taken me a couple places before. Like when we were here last time for Smith Myers, he took me for the second time. I don't think he realized he took me the first time to a place called Q39.
That's the fusion place, right?
Yeah. They
the
have
wings
cloth
there
napkins.
Are really good.
They have cloth napkins, though. So I basically said, listen, because he always tried to impress me with barbecue. And I go, listen, if they have cloth napkins, I don't want to eat there.
That's really good there, though.
That's not like my jam.
Well, you would have liked Woodman's because they had no napkins. And they had piles of wood split into hickory, cherry, 2 other flavor woods.
Wait, hold on. Are you sure you weren't at Woodyard?
Yellow truck, yellow sun.
Yeah, and then like you order, and then there was a whole nother section you could walk in and eat, and then there was outdoor where there's a bunch of wood, like in a big like pavilion where you could just go buy wood for a barbecue.
Well, this is outdoors, so there's no pavilion like for the wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there's lots of places like that then, because this place was called Woodyard, and you could go up and buy wood for like.
I went
barbecue.
To the Woodman.
Okay, you went to the man. All right, well, I went to the yard, so it was fine.
I just love the.
What did you get?
Brisket. Oh, so the first place had a burnt end jambalaya.
Oh, I bet that's.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it had good heat to it, but really good burnt ends. Because I think you can mess those up pretty easily. Or there's shortcuts people take, right, with those?
You can mess up all barbecue, really, I think, personally.
But it's good.
So JR and I used to talk about all the time, like, being from Memphis, I'm obviously a barbecue snob, proudly. I used to complain about other cities' barbecue because everybody was like, oh, Kansas City has the best barbecue, Texas, North Carolina. I didn't learn until honestly probably like 5 years ago. I would never order for the region. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like I would come like Memphis is known for ribs and pulled pork. Obviously, that's really it. We're not brisket. We don't do burn ends. It's not really our thing.
Right.
So, I would go to Texas and order ribs, which is like they don't have good ribs. But instead of ordering brisket, which is what you're supposed to order in Texas, right. So I would go, all my youth, in my 20s, I would go to Texas and order ribs and go, oh, Texas barbecue is trash. And then I would go to, Kansas City and not get burnt ends. And I'd be like, I'd get, whatever, brisket or pulled pork.
Right.
It's not that great. And then I'm like, oh, wait, you got to order for like what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it kind of goes to what you do when you do restaurants now. I know some people don't like it. That's a few, but when you go to a restaurant, like if you go somewhere, you order for the table. You know kind of like what everyone's palate should be. In that part of the world or restaurant or alley we usually eat in.
Yeah, so mostly the alleys I'm really good at ordering. So when we go to, what he's talking about is when we go to restaurants now, I order for the table. So if we go out and there's like 5-6 of us, I'll order
4 or 5 Big Macs. We'll split them down the middle.
Yeah,
couple
just
large
to
fry.
have the chef at McDonald's cut
Chicken
them up.
tenders, 50 piece.
You know what I mean? So like I'll order, what I'll do is I'll go in and be like, hey, what we're going to do is like I'll order, everybody will get a little bit of taste of steaks, right? So we did it the other night. Myself, John, my buddy Bob Hagan from the Vikings, and Aaron Jones. We went to a place called PS Steak, which we found out from our buddy Eric, who plays Rabbit in Super Troopers, and
Eric Stolansky,
who's in
Beer Fest.
He's part of the Broken Lizard. So took us this great steakhouse called PS Steak, which is kind of cool because they kind of have odd cuts. Like they have a shoulder steak and they have a Denver steak, which is also called a
steak.
That's what John got.
Yeah,
he got that one all by himself. We didn't share that.
Had a weird cream texture to it.
Yeah, he doesn't share. We don't split that for the table.
I take that one bite.
Honestly, there wasn't enough to go around for the table. And so we go there and like I ordered for the table, and I don't think Bob had necessarily done it like that, and Aaron hadn't done it. But what happens when you do that is, first off, everyone gets to try a little bit of everything. Yep. Which is great. And then you don't get absurdly full. You know what I mean? If you order like an 18-ounce ribeye, 20-ounce ribeye for yourself, and you eat it plus sides, plus apps, you're going to be miserable when you leave that place.
You always feel kind of guilty when you order like a $50, $60 steak if you leave a couple pieces behind.
Don't eat
all
of it.
We were licking the chopping blocks.
Yeah, we were licking the plates that they came on. Did the same thing last night. I went out with Sir Chris Porter's dad again and mom, the Porter parents, and with Matt, and we went to Capitol Grill right here in Kansas City. And I did the same thing, ordered the Grand Plateau Seafood Tower. And then ordered the bacon, the Newski's bacon, the big thick bacon that you and I enjoy very much. And by the time it was time to order entrees, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get some soup. Really? I don't want anything else. Yeah, I got a crock of French onion soup. Ate pretty light last night. Felt good this morning.
What's the after show tonight? You think? Because Barry's set on good barbecue for after show.
So Chris Porter's dad, Scott Porter, is going to bring some pulled pork today. Really? One of my favorite pulled porks I've ever had is Scott Porter's. There's so much good stuff here, man, to order for after show. They got good wings in KC. They got some, I don't know. We'll see.
Me and Barry were in a restaurant last night after we played a 17-hour board game called Gloomhaven.
Let's talk about that for a second. Go ahead and tell your story first.
And on the commercial on TV was a Arby's commercial. We both looked at each other and we were both like, I know this is going to piss off Zach, but we both said, man, they make good sandwiches. Why does that place not get the love?
They do, though. Obviously, I mean, they're still in business. I've never eaten an Arby's sandwich in my life.
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh. She really is hungry. Really?
But then I had to step in and be like, you know what? I do love their chicken cordon bleu sandwich, but some of the roast beef sandwiches look like the blown out vagina of a barnyard cat. Like it's too wet and like flappy.
Listen. I've heard the vagina joke before, but the barnyard cat might have got me on that one. It kind of threw me off a little bit.
It's a little dirty, a little wet. But it's a well used roast beef sandwich they put out there.
Can we talk about the game that in the lobby of this 5-star hotel that you and 3 other grown ass men sat down and played?
So the game is called...
In public, in front of people, by the way. You didn't go to someone's room.
No, that's why I actually enjoyed it. The game is called Gloomhaven. It's based on almost like a Eastern European era back in the day, but with more of a fantasy element. So you have to work as a team. Each player... I was a healer.
What does that mean?
I can heal other players if they get hurt or attacked by monsters. Barry was like this. Barry was like this shadowy figure. He had like little knives. Steve Hopkowitz was almost like a picture like a medieval suicide bomber. He was like a little dude, little troll thing. And
Sherman,
the Shermanator, Taylor Sherman was a Ravager. Like he could really attack people with swords and stuff. So you work as a team to go through different levels, and you collect gold, silver, treasures. And here's honestly what really fucked me up. There's an app to the game where Steve can play chapters with different backstory, and then as we're playing, you play theme music based on what level you're in. And where there are meetings going on, the hotel lobby people are like, "What is going on?" There are a couple of nerds over here, and we're like, "Just leave us alone."
They were like right by the restaurant area. Listen, this is a
Monday Night Football's going on.
Monday Night Football's going on.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the Packers, they won.
Yeah.
This isn't like a normal hotel lobby. We're staying in a hotel which I call there's two franchises like this. I call them old money hotels.
Yeah.
So the lobby is all like mahogany walls, very library looking.
It has a library in it.
It has a library in it.
It's
It's old. It looks like the set of Clue.
Yes.
When you're here.
Yeah.
And there's usually a lot of old people come here who don't stay here. They just come here to like eat and have they drink old fashions, and this is like the spot that they come, including Chris Porter's parents who live across the street from here. So imagine these guys playing. One of them has long dreadlocks.
Yep.
One of them looks like this guy, psychopath.
Yep.
One of them looks like the character that he played, Steve.
Yep.
He looks like a little tiny little terrorist. And the other is Taylor Sherman, built like a Sherman, as we say.
Yes.
Taylor Sherman, who once played basketball with us, him and Sanjay against me and John, and we thought Sanjay and Taylor were going to die.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Part of me wishes they maybe did, that way they could really prove a point that we play for keeps on this court.
Listen, there's no messing around out here.
Right.
We're not.
You could perish.
So, okay. All right. I have so many questions. So with this game, this is just a rebranded Dungeons and Dragons, right?
It's a lot easier to kind of, it's not as intimidating as Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
This game since 2019 has won every single board game award and is been named the best board game ever created on like 16 different publications. It's called Gloomhaven. The owner, the creator of it, his name is Isaacs, I believe. He had a degree in journalism and some other weird degree, but it's very fascinating how he kind of put this game together. There's different expansion packs. If you have 3 other nerds with you, it's a fun game.
Like he did.
And literally the game, we only played 2 levels. The game has like 50 levels. We packed up our stuff in little boxes. So next time we play this game, we just unfold our stuff and it's right there.
All right. Fellow nerds, it is on the best board games of 2021. It's one of 10 though. It doesn't say it's the best. Azul is one.
Well, we played that.
Cosmic Encounter.
Not familiar with that one.
The Crew. You ever play that?
No.
Wingspan.
I've heard of it.
Gloomhaven.
Obviously.
Code Names. You ever play Code Names?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Green Box.
Root.
Oh.
Pandemic Legacy Season 0. It sounds.
Pandemic's a really good game.
That sounds too accurate to the current times.
That game you actually have to get like sick. They infect you with something and you have to cure it before the game ends.
Or you die.
It's a super realistic game.
All right. Well, there you go. There's the John is playing games now with that. I didn't. So
well, then we were picturing like, imagine like Brett walking down here and being like, what the fuck? And just walking away. Like mid describing the game to him.
No, that would have been, he would have walked away while you're describing the game, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So we've been out here. How long have we been on the road now? 2 weeks?
2.5 weeks.
So we've done a couple festival shows in arenas.
Massive crowds.
Yeah. The crowds have been huge and great. You know what? This is a gripe. I don't know if I should save this.
For what?
If I should just save it
just
for the gripe section.
Gripes could be everlasting.
All right. Well,
they just go where they want.
There's been some stupid fucking guest list rules.
Gripes.
On this tour.
Yes.
So, like at 3 of the bigger arena shows, we've had to
in cities where there's no
COVID protocol, really. There's no mask mandates. There's no nothing. These are in cities that was, which one of them being New Jersey, which is insane to me. Tennessee's in a mask mandate and New Jersey isn't. So we get told that we gotta like put our guest list. We have to send people their emails, their phone numbers.
It's all non-paperless contact.
Social security numbers. I believe in a blood sample.
Yeah, and favorite colors
and their favorite color. To put these people on guest list. So I put some of my friends on guest list, and then the other day in Minneapolis, I put some of my friends on the guest list, and I was told that they were going to receive emails, and then literally, I guess I missed a text message to where
they changed way before doors. Now it's physical, and they're going to put someone up in the box office.
I've literally told all these people that they're going to get emails, and I'm getting texts and messages being like, "Hey, didn't get an email yet." And then I text Ed and John. They're like, "Oh, they're at the box office now," because they changed the rules mid game. This is my gripe with this. You have 13,000 people in an arena, right?
Not including staff, vendors.
That's just fans, right? You have ushers who are working. You have vendors who are working. Security. There's at least 300 staff.
Cops, everything.
There's at least 300 staff.
100%.
You can't put one person at a ticket window
to check a clipboard.
Like, oh no, we're doing this for COVID reasons. Fuck off. You're doing this for, listen, I gotta fucking, the hypocrisy of all this shit is really finally starting to get to me, where it's like, oh, you can't do that, but you can do this. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
You literally have people serving people fucking hot dogs and breathing all over them, and security and all this shit. But like, you can't put a person at the ticket window to leave, like all the guest list was like digital. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It was super
confusing. And it's not a bad process if you do it the right way, but the wording of it and the last minute changes is what the problem is.
Yeah,
we still knew the first time it was going to happen the morning of the show. So it's like, what do you mean no physical? I don't get it.
Yeah, that I just don't.
It's stupid.
It was stupid, and I was like, why? Like, why all this? Yet there's going to be 13,000 people packed in here tonight. Correct. And it's going to be no problem. Everyone's going to be having a good time. But God forbid we put somebody at the ticket window, to fucking, it was stupid. I'll save the rest of my gripes. We'll do gripes later. The real gripes.
Yeah, I mean, we just
don't have that. I don't really have that many.
Here's something maybe this actually isn't a gripe. This is more of an observation.
I love this. Let's get into it.
I think we're backstage somewhere, and someone last show, you had said something, and the fan was like, "Well, fuck me running," and I'm just like. And it struck to me because I'm like,
this has been bothering John for a couple of days.
How hard it is to fuck someone while they're running? Because now you have to be running too. And this doesn't include a piggyback, which I think if you could run while someone fucking you as a piggyback, possible. But while you're running, how do you do it?
Also, have you ever ran with a boner? Yeah. Can you run with an erection?
Well, it's almost like a rudder. It cuts through the headwind, right?
What?
Yeah, like a rudder. If you could swim with erection because it's almost like a rudder. So maybe you could swim through the air or running.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Now? Either way, so when someone says "fuck me running," like,
but he's brought this up the last couple days.
Do you know how tough that is?
Maybe that's why. They say "fuck me running." Like,
I gotta figure out how to do it. I'm gonna figure out how to do it.
Honestly, I just want you to make a video of you trying to
how do you
get an erection, and B, run with it.
Oh, so you're saying start off completely flat, like flapjack pancake dick,
yeah,
and then as you go around like a quarter of a mile lap, you start popping up,
start running soft,
and then finish
get hard by the time
finish with a "hey, turkey's done,"
dude. Listen. If you have a meat probe by the time you're done running,
oh my God,
you're my hero.
What a good run, then,
dude. You're my hero.
You use the air to come, the cold wind.
Oh my god! There's a lot of weird sayings like that, though.
Fuck
like
me, Rose.
I get so mad. Like the mis calculation of the word literally drives me crazy. Because people I think they get figuratively and literally wrong.
Correct.
And it drives me crazy.
Use that as an example right now.
All right.
Like you literally fucked me running.
Yeah. So like a fan was be in the front row of our show. Like, oh dude, the fire literally burned my face off.
It didn't though.
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't burn your face off.
Because we'd smell it.
It figuratively burned your face off. And secondly, we would have had Sanjay take a photo if it burnt your face off.
We just created a new Freddy Krueger.
Just for insurance reasons, really. But yeah, there's a lot of little things like that. Like there's a lot of stupid Sparky, my old tech used to tell me stupid laws all the time. Or like a fact about the state. In between one time a night, he would give me an interesting fact. And, it'd be like in Oklahoma, you can't marry a cow and a woman, you know, like one of those things, which is actually probably a real fucking thing. So I am buying, or I'm in the process of trying to buy a new bed. And my, this sounds like if this was any other podcast, you know what that would sound like right now? Like I was about to do an ad.
Yes.
Have you tried Nectar Sleep? So I have a question for you, even though it's been your girlfriend is actually of legal age now. So the last time you saw her, she was, I think, 15, and now she's actually legal.
Yeah, she gets her second shot tomorrow, and she has to wait 2 weeks. But after that,
her MMR shot, right?
Yes.
From high school.
Yeah,
you got
chickenpox, and then after that.
All right. And by the way, John's girlfriend's perfectly legal, as we've talked about. Erin just doesn't look legal. He looks very young, and he looks way older than he actually is. Yeah. So
56.
My question is, when you sleep with your girlfriend, which you haven't done in 2 years,
2 years,
are you like a sleep on opposite sides of the bed guy? Or are you like a cuddled up kind of guy? If I have to cuddle, I always I can always sleep on my left side, because in high school I broke my collarbone playing lacrosse, so it's always, I can't, for a long period of time, I can't lay on that side. So if I have to lay on my side and like hold her, I have to do it on my left side. Okay, so she's just got to be on that side, like
right. But here's the thing, though. Here's the kicker. I don't like being on the left side, the right side of the bed.
Okay.
So I try to
the right. I don't. Which way is the right side? Like if you're, what do you mean?
Like if the bed's right here, or if I'm the headboard's behind me, I have to always keep on the side. Okay. Because of the alarm clock, knife, methamphetamines. Yeah. My Pong collection. Okay. So I don't. But you know what? I make it work. Like I don't. I'm also not like I'll cuddle, but I won't like. You don't want to fall asleep like that. I won't. Right. You're not trying to fall asleep holding on to your girlfriend. No. Yeah. I mean, because she's got to get up for school in the morning too. So she has to finish her Highlights magazine crossword puzzle. Yeah, she's gonna take her vitamins before she goes to bed. I love that she listens to this podcast, and all I do is talk about how she looks like she's 12. Yeah. So here's the thing. We have a queen bed. We've always had a queen bed because we kind of sleep close together. Me and my wife a lot. I'm a snuggle boy. I'm a certified snuggle boy. Not the Drake album, certified lover boy. I'm a certified snuggle boy. But I'm like a queen bed certified snuggle boy. Like I don't really want a king size bed. I have a queen bed. That's what I have. Okay. So therapeutic though too, like memory foam. Yeah, we have there's a mattress company called Stearns and Foster, which is a great mattress company. We have that, and then we have the 6-inch pillow top on it. Use code Zach the fuck engine for 10% off your therapeutic. Here's, you know what? I can't. No, listen. My wife has never listened to this podcast, but I don't think she would appreciate what I was about to say. Perfect. Oh fuck it, I'll say it. I don't have a good fuck bed. My bed's not a great fuck bed. It's
softer. It's soft. It's very comfortable to sleep on. And this is the problem that we're having because we're like, man, we need a better bed because it's almost too soft. So like when like you're trying to get into like a certain position, like maybe named after an animal or something, that like your knees are like so down in the bed, like I'll get like a leg cramp in my calf.
Well, you're not drinking enough Gatorade is what it sounds like.
No, I actually wear a backpack with a Gatorade straw on it when I'm
right before Zach has sex, he starts throwing picks everywhere, like arm wristbands and towels, and
like at the end of the show. That's how I get hard. That's actually how I get an erection.
He's the fuck of madness.
I gotta pretend that I'm on stage. So anyway, it's not a great sex.
Have you ever performed with an erection?
No. You know what's weird though? As a side note,
what?
I get tons of plane erections. Airplane erections.
Huh. Well, some of the guys on there are pretty cute.
Yeah. Anyway, a couple episodes ago, I said that my friend Zach Smith said that the quote, there was a boner for every emotion, and I was wrong. Retraction. J.R. Moore. That was a J.R. Moore quote. I had to look back through my phone, I think, or maybe I said it was J.R. Moore and it was actually Zach Smith. I think it was J.R. Moore that said it, and J.R. Moore put a video of himself in it, being like shaking his head. So, anyway, my bed's not the greatest sex bed. Also, being a man of the tall 5'8" stature that I am, my bed's really tall, and I like to do. Never mind. I'm getting my wife. This is going to give me a divorce. There's certain things I like to do where I'm standing off the bed, is what I'm saying.
Right, levitating.
Yeah. On a handstand. We're looking for a new bed, but the only reason I found out we really want a king bed is because in the morning time, we want it for the extracurricular reasons also, but in the morning time, my kids will like pile in the bed, and like the queen bed's too small.
How about your dog?
My wife will never let my dog in the bed.
But did you put that tumor in the bed though? The
tumor? No. That's actually my wife's pillow.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Had it sewn up.
Yep.
My thing is like, if you were, do you think you would snuggle less if you had a king bed?
Is king longer or
king is wider? And a little bit longer.
Here's what we're talking to a Blue Drug Festival about this.
Okay, so I found out that a California king,
Aaron Jones, Aaron,
a California king is less wide than a king bed. It's longer.
You need the Alaskan queen.
That's what I heard. The Alaskan king, right?
Yeah.
What's that? Who said they had that? That wasn't
Aaron.
He's an Alaskan.
Yeah, because he's got all his kids and stuff. They said they just pile in there like a bunch of sardines.
All right, I'm looking up Alaskan king bed.
Yeah, I prefer the bigger bed anyway.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't
really care. I really don't.
Like hotel beds, I can sleep on the floor. Like, I don't.
There's this one bed on here for $10,000.
What's the bed of flesh?
Yeah, of Alaskans actually. Yeah. So that's what I think. I don't know. You know what? In the comments. Tell us if you're a king or a queen bed. I know I realize a lot of our people listen to this on audio, or go to the Instagram and we'll post John will post a weird picture of a bed, I'm sure, because he does
with Zach in it,
weird stuff like that, and he'll post about it. Yeah, that's my struggle right now, honestly, is the bed buying. Football season is back, John.
Yep.
Are you aware of that?
I am. I think it's good. Last year was kind of weird, obviously, with the height of the pandemic, but it looks like people are obviously going to the games and stuff, and
they're full capacity.
Most injuries right? Already piling up, so I think it'll be a good year. But I'll tell you what, those Buccaneers look badass already.
They're gonna come on, man. Right. They're gonna do.
He might be MVP again, and so
the Titans came back and won a crazy game against Seattle. I was very,
the Ravens over the Chiefs.
Yeah,
too.
I cannot wait. We should talk about the Ravens on stage tonight just to piss everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
I cannot wait to rub it in Aaron Jones' face. By the way, who played the Seahawks game that day?
Yes, with Macklemore, which is pretty great. Great Hogs.
Both of them.
Yep,
for sure. So it brought me back to thinking about this. That's something people always ask me about funny stories that happened on the road, and I can never remember them in the moment. They're like, what's the craziest thing that's happened on the road? And I go, I don't remember. And it brings me back to, I believe it was 2010. It was football season. And we were on tour. And we were in... people have asked me online because I've talked about it in interviews before, and they've asked me to tell this story, so I'm going to tell it. And I think... I'll be honest. You maybe have heard this story. Have you ever heard the poop drawer story on the bus?
With the bread drawer?
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
I've been to it, though.
All right. So this is 2010. We have Skillet and Puddle of Mud out on tour with us. And it is Super Bowl Sunday in Rochester, Minnesota. I remember this because of this story and because we went to a place called Newt's in Rochester, Minnesota that had Juicy Lucy's, ridiculously amazing. It's also had the best cheese sticks I ever had, which is basically they just cut off a giant log of mozzarella cheese, breaded it and fried it. And it was like this big. It was amazing. So we're in Rochester, Minnesota. Wes from Puddle of Mud is still being Wes from Puddle of Mud at this time. Party boy, hanging out. Brent Smith is still at this time being a party boy and drinking quite a bit. So we're all in a bar that's kind of next to the bus. And we're watching the Super Bowl. And we're having fun. And everybody's hanging out. At some point that night, go to the bus, get something off the bus. Everything's fine. Later on, after everyone disperses from the bar, we're hanging out. Basically, our whole crew and band were in this bar watching the Super Bowl. Bus is outside, snowing. I go to my room about around 11:30 midnight. I'm like, man, I could use like something to drink, like Gatorade or something. So I'm kind of hungry too. So I'm like, so I get up and I go. I'm tired at this point. I've been up all day. It's midnight, whatever, 12:30. I get up and I'm like, I'll get some toast, something, Cheez-Its, whatever. Go to the bus, calm down. Kind of groggily, just like looking through shit, grab a Gatorade, look in the chip drawer, grab some chips. I start opening other drawers, which I don't normally do on the bus. Open this drawer, open the third drawer, open it, shut it back, start walking off the bus. Realize that last drawer I opened, and no, I'm not the smartest man, but I'm pretty sure I saw human shit in this drawer. So I groggily turn around, open the drawer. There, for sure, in the bread drawer is human feces. 100%. Human shit. Shut it again. Walk off the bus. Text Jake and Chris Chester, our bus driver, and go, hey, there's actual shit in the bread drawer. I'm fucking going to bed. My phone starts ringing. Both of them. Hold on. What? I go, dude, just go down there. Just go down there. So our poor bus driver, Chris Chester, who we called the East Coast Chicken for a long time. Because he got chickens and he lives in Tupelo, Mississippi. He was from California, total skateboarder dude, but like had like a kind of talk like this. And he goes, one day he comes on the bus, he goes, yeah, man, I got chickens. He said, but one of them wakes up about an hour earlier than all the other chickens and starts fucking crowing. I think that's an East Coast chicken. So we started calling Chris Chester the East Coast Chicken. So the East Coast Chicken is down there cleaning human feces, which you should never have to ask anybody. Like, had been our bus driver for a long time at this point, almost quit. Like that almost made him quit. So originally our thought was maybe Wes from Puddle of Mud got mad at us or something and went on our bus and pooped in the drawer of our bus. But then we're like, how he wouldn't have the bus code, right?
Right.
There's no way he would have the bus code.
It'd be risky. Jumped in that bus.
Yeah, he would get murdered. Right. So at this point, there was really one other option. We're not going to say who it was, but there's only one other option at this point. To this day, still denies it, by the way. We should bring it up today on the bus.
What if it's super weird, man?
There's no one else.
That smell is going to be horrifying.
Oh my God. We threw away the whole drawer. Because I remember walking on the bus.
You threw away the bread too?
Yes. Yeah. The bread was gone. Yeah. But also the drawer. I remember getting on the bus the next morning and the drawer was gone. There was just a space where that drawer was. A fucking RIP to the drawer, you know?
Hell yeah.
And so I just remember that story. And now every time football season comes around, I think about it all the time.
Ugh.
I can't help but think about it. At what state of drunk does that happen?
Because you're sober enough to realize what you're doing because you have the idea come to your head.
Maybe not. The same person who has done this is the same person who was I have seen write on hotel walls in feces. But that was a long time ago. It was a different time. He was in a different place. I never even said who it was, honestly. We still technically don't know who it was for sure, but we kind of know.
It's those people in Skillet.
I knew it was them.
It's those Jehovah's Witnesses in Skillet.
I FaceTimed with Seth from Skillet last night, actually. All right. Something else I want to talk about, which I think you should do a lot of talking about because you run a security podcast as well. Is this I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Gabby Petito or
Gabby.
Gabby. Yeah, everyone knows this case now at this point. I'm going to get the details wrong, but I don't feel like reading it off a thing. I know she was kind of like a blogger and a world traveler, and she was kind of traveling across, the Midwest and Wyoming and up in the mountains, and obviously went missing. She was like a van life person. She lived in a van and did all that stuff. And then do you know anything any more about this than I do? Because I know there were some police reports filed between the boyfriend.
They got stopped.
And there's a domestic thing, right?
Yeah, where they're hey, we're gonna make sure you guys go your separate ways, get to where you're going, but take some time away from each other. Whatever it was,
they're in the Moab Desert, I know, and there's police footage of it.
People are piling on the cops. It's well, if Gabby and this guy, if obviously rest in peace Gabby, but if she did end up dying or this guy missing, which you think either dead or two or whatever, that would have been a great police call. Hey, we're not going to arrest anyone. We're not going to whatever, but go your separate ways. We're going to take control of we'll get the information, your information. Any evidence or pictures we need and stuff like that. But hey, just maybe take some time away from each other because whatever. But the fact that what made this turn even worse, it's weird seeing the police footage because you can see all that stuff in real time. You watch it now. It's
it's a timeline of the whole deal.
If you had the hindsight to, man, 6 hours now, this girl's dead. You don't have that power. And you must feel terrible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So obviously, I don't know when she got pulled over, but they said they lost touch with her in late August.
Yes.
That's for any, 2 days is a long time for somebody to be missing. But late August.
Especially as a female.
Doing
in the middle. What she's doing.
Yeah. As a blogger who's in the middle of nowhere, there's weirdos everywhere. But, this case is the news is what happened to her? What I was dude, we fucking know what happened to her.
Right.
This guy clearly killed her.
Yes.
What's crazy though is that we always talk about social media, but curiosity killed the cat, I guess. But I went to his Instagram page. Fucking A, man. The people who don't know anything about this and come out and they're on this page, where is she, Brian? He's gonna fucking be I don't know. He's gonna comment back listen,
check your DMs.
Listen, we put emotions into people we don't know. You know what I mean? It's listen, this dude obviously killed this girl and he needs to fucking burn in hell for it.
Yep.
But what are you accomplishing by being a clown just on Instagram comments and being
you're doing nothing.
You're doing nothing.
You're part of the problem.
You're a big part of the problem. So people's emotions get so invested in cases like this, which I understand,
And you're saying, what if he didn't do it? All these people are,
what if he's dead too?
Right. We live in a day and age where it's it's so easy to just jump on Twitter or face
He probably did though.
He looks there's just some weirdness obviously with it.
Weirdness. There's no evidence basically at this point that says he didn't.
No, but until
when there's that,
I have to you have to look at evidence 100%. But sure. Does he look like there's some obviously issues.
Things are pointing his way.
Yeah.
We'll just say
But until you have the full truth, these people that jump on Instagram, I sent you.
Check your DMs.
Check your DMs. I direct message you killer. Or like, it's just like, stop.
Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's like people don't understand that, like, they're not, like, you're not helping.
No.
You're doing nothing to help this situation whatsoever. All you're doing is causing a bigger shit pot to stir.
Now, if these people say people are like, we know you did it, how come you're not flying out there to look for her body then?
That's the thing. It's like, it's
actually do something.
It's all
you from your dad's attic in Milwaukee texting a picture of you with the it's all
false
stupid.
proclamation, right? Like you're always like, people, like I said, people's emotions getting to it, and that's what they do. They put their emotions into something, and then they go, I'm going to make a difference by commenting. It's like, no, you're not. It's the same. I will
say this though, if that was my sister. But I have two of them, and something happened to them, and this person was still alive, I would be in jail too.
100%.
As you would with your kids, or
that's like, listen, it's hard not for me to not get emotional when it comes to subject matter of kids. Like,
I just don't like people that can't defend themselves being hurt. Like, it's super weird. It's super like, it's weird. It's such a weird mentality. People that kick dogs or hit women, or obviously guys can hit guys too. But
I've kicked my dog.
That's actually what cured him of his tumor.
He tried to bite my foot one time. So I gave him a little swift little kick to the side.
So it's like that. I never got that. It's super weird to me.
Granted, my dog's built like a fucking tank.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter. It wasn't like he wasn't like a Yorkie or something where I kicked him barefooted because he tried to bite my foot and he didn't move. Like his body just didn't like. It was like kicking a concrete wall. It just absorbed.
Thank you for scratching my back.
It just absorbed.
Thank you for scratching my back, you pussy.
It just absorbed my foot, basically. Right. Yeah. Anyway, I thought this case was why it kind of caught on like wildfire. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't know. I'd never heard of her. And then next thing you know, everyone on Facebook has posted about it and talking about, I guess in one of the things, like he had some scratches on him or whatever, but obviously she got the brunt of it.
She's probably self-defending herself.
I'm sure. And this guy,
but think of all the kids and people that go missing every year that don't get a single. Not taking away from Gabby at all. It's just we live in a world where everyone's. If there's some sort of drama,
social media influencer.
If there's some sort of drama that can be manufactured. Yeah, outside the actual heartache and heartbreaking, they're going to do it.
Well, that's the thing. We don't care about the people who are missing anymore. We care about the drama of it.
Right.
There's people, their family cares about them missing.
There are people right now, they're watching this going, you know what, 2 years? Netflix deal.
100%. That's the thing.
So it's like, that's for me, I find, I know we've talked about the Cecily Hotel or that type of documentaries on here. But it is sad that people are already looking at their lips going, man, this would be a great story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's people that don't necessarily care about the person. It's the sensationalism of it because that's what sells, right?
Yes.
I was telling somebody the other day, like I was on the plane flying out here and I was listening to Don Henley of the Eagles. And I listened to Dirty Laundry, which was written in 1981. Okay.
Yep.
It is so accurate about the media that you could have written that shit yesterday. Like it is like, go back and listen to it. And it is so accurate about like kind of what this, so kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like it's about selling the story. Like, that's where I was like, well, man, there's no positivity in the world anymore. It's like, motherfucker, positivity doesn't sell ads. They want everything to be as negative as they can make it be. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's just the shit that it is. And it's true. But, when you talk about it, you sound like you sound like fucking Tommy Vext or something when you do it. Anyway, I've got some gripes, John.
Let's hit me with them.
You better.
Actually, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Eric brought up something in the dressing room the other night that made me laugh. We were at the Mall of America the other day. And there's a giant SpongeBob statue, and Eric brought up the point. He goes, "What about in like thousands of years when like archaeologists are like looking for stuff, and then all they find is this giant statue of SpongeBob, and they think that this is our god." So they start like worshiping. They start like worshiping this SpongeBob thing, and there's like SpongeBob mugs and stuff around.
SpongeBob. Oh yeah.
How funny would that be?
Well, we're one volcano away from another worldwide Pompeii, so it would be super like, man, their god looked like a sponge. Like these little weird group of people.
This is a really weird thing. All right, let's do some gripes. Let's do it.
You better watch out. You better be nice, or you might find yourself in Zach's gripes.
Okay, this is actually a John and I both gripe because I wrote it down while we were together. Can you stop doing stupid shit to raise money for anything?
Oh my!
So we were
goddamn Mall of America, baby.
We were at the Mall of America, and we had to rekey our rooms, which happens sometimes. Like we don't check out till later to go to the venue on a show day. So at the end of the day, we and John go eat lunch, and we got to go by the front desk to get a new room key because they've already changed it over from the day before. The guy goes, "Well, if you guys are staying here tonight, there's a bunch of people rappelling from the ceiling down to the ground to raise money for the Salvation Army." We're like, dude, why can't you just sit outside the mall and
here's
ring
the thing:
a fucking bell?
These people that do this crap aren't raising millions of dollars. Little Timmy, who's
it's like $80.
Little Timmy, who's belaying down a la Commando, he has a chance of dying, and he's raised $56 today. Man, I will cut you a check now for $100. So you can avoid your next rock climbing parachute bungee cord thing.
Dude, they were rappelling down from the ceiling of the mall. There were ropes down there. We can figure out why ropes.
Marriott. This is a 10-story. You're up
more than that. You're like
falling. You're falling to your death.
It was a big hotel. So like, so and so is doing a base jump to bring awareness to like, how the fuck are you bringing awareness? You know what? Listen.
My death.
Do you know how many people lose their feet to diabetes a year?
Right.
So this guy, this brave man,
is wrestling alligators for 8 straight hours.
He got his foot bitten off.
Right.
Coincidentally. Yeah, like, listen, we know that, you know how many kids choke on hot dogs a year?
Right.
Well, this man right here is gonna get into a ball of fire and ride his motorcycle around to bring awareness.
To
how the fuck are you bringing awareness to something?
How about you email Brickford Charcoal and be like, hey, can you write a check for $1,000 so I don't have to become the Human Torch today? Come on, man. Right? Just give the money. That's the thing. Just give the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason today is going to swim with sharks. And why is he doing that, you ask? He wants to bring awareness to the fact that there are 10 kids every year who get scared by the Showbiz Pizza Chuck E. Cheese mascot.
And they're like, yeah, but we don't get the sharks. Yeah, but it's bringing awareness, right? Whatever you say, man.
What the fuck? Can we get rid of bringing awareness?
Yeah,
we're already fucking aware.
We are aware of it, but
we're fucking aware.
If you're going to bring awareness to it, do something that is relatable to what you're doing. Or if it's like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, where no one's going to get hurt, these guys.
But that was a big thing that caught on.
But you also, everyone could do it.
That was a social. It wasn't something that like the Mall of America
pay $50 to have some drunk uncle handcuff you and belay you down the side of a very tall building to raise $26.
Even if you don't raise money, you've brought awareness.
It's so stupid.
What the fuck?
Dumb.
We're bringing awareness. Do you know that 1 out of every 15 kids blows out the sole of their van skateboard shoes? And today, to bring awareness to that, John is actually going to get into a small cage with 3 raccoons. One of them has rabies, but we don't know which one. But to bring awareness, this brave man next to me is going to wrestle 3 raccoons, which isn't the first time he's actually done this, coincidentally.
It would be the most ridiculous, so stupid.
Stop bringing awareness to shit.
The guy literally said that. We both got to the elevator. We looked at each other. We were both like, that's a gripe.
Stop bringing awareness to shit.
Just
it's
stop.
Annoying.
Right.
So the other day I flew home for 2 days. We had 2 days off and I flew home. On the way back, I was coming. I always, this is the way I do the airport at home. I get to the airport 5 minutes before my flight boards.
Oh, yes.
So I can walk straight on the plane. I know the Memphis airport like the back of my hand. I have
Don't check bags.
I have TSA pre-check.
Yep.
Even if I am checking bags, I can still do it. It's really quick. So on the way to the airport, I left my house at 6 a.m. My flight was leaving, I believe, 7:10. So as soon as I get in the car with my brother, I try to check in for my flight. It won't let me check in. It's like saying something about me check it. Like sorry, we can't check you in right now, or this feature is unavailable or whatever. So I'm like, well, shit, this isn't good. Like, so I get there. I'm like, I go to the ticket counter. My flight's, as soon as I pull up to the door of the airport, my flight's boarding. Go to the ticket counter. I'm like, hey, here to check in. They're like, we can't check you in. I'm like, you can't check me in for my flight that just started boarding. I don't have any bags to check. Like, no, it locks us out. And it's not this guy's fault. You know, he's just doing his job. I was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. I'm here.
Makes no sense.
The flight hasn't boarded yet. I'm here. I can't get through. It wouldn't let me check in on my phone. So the guy's like, dude, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, this is the dumbest. Like, these are the same people that charge you for carry-on bags now, pretty much. You can't bring anything over 50 pounds, but you can bring 2 bags that are 50 pounds. I get kind of why the weight distribution, if weight is off, like I know stuff can happen, but do not weigh you as a customer. No, we've already talked about this before. The weight on
the whole
plane.
airline industry is a huge gripe.
Then I got put on United, quite possibly. I mean, listen, we talked about Frontier and Spirit. I've never flown on any of those, but I got put on United, which is of the major airlines by far the worst one. That was the most. Here's the thing though. Kathy, our amazing travel agent, Kathy May, put me on, like, I got to Indiana on my new flight that I booked that she booked 3 minutes before it started boarding. After I got told I couldn't get on my other flight, I got there earlier than I would have on my original flight. Yeah. It was very annoying. It was a super annoying day. And that's my gripe because I fucking hate airports.
That was also a really good show. First show with the Struts.
Yeah. First show with Struts. Baseball our first headlining baseball stadium show. We've done baseball stadium shows before that were like, we were headlining like a radio show, but this was like our first show we put on the show and it sold out. Speaking of airports, I flew on the way home from on that trip. I flew out of the Charlotte airport. I flew out of Greensboro and I got to Charlotte at like 6 a.m. And none of the food places in the Charlotte airport were open. It was 5:45 when I landed.
AM or PM?
AM. None of the food places were open.
That's weird. Not even a little coffee sandwich shop thing?
No. And then there was a line outside of Cinnabon before Cinnabon opened. At like 6:30 or whatever. You do. But you know what was open? Brooks Brothers.
Who is buying a suit?
You're doing my gripe for me.
Oh.
I love it. No, do it.
Yeah, but who's buying a suit that early? You're already at the airport. You need a last minute suit at 5:30?
Why the fuck are you buying a suit at the airport?
They are upcharged too. I've actually never seen anyone buy a suit there.
First off, Brooks Brothers is lame. Their suits are, as a man who wears suits on stage a lot, very lame, very douchey. And this episode is brought to you by our sponsor this week. Who is our sponsor this week? Brooks Brothers.
Brooks Brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Last minute suit needs at the airport.
At 5:30 in the morning, if you need a suit, they got you covered. Can you eat breakfast? The fuck you can, because nothing's open for you to eat breakfast. But if you need a tweed suit,
hell yeah,
with a polyester button up, they got you covered. Anyway, I found that annoying.
Is that up to the individual store owners to pay rent inside the airports to open when they want? Or is it all based on needs? Yes. Because there's no one needing that suit then.
No.
No one bought a suit that day.
No, you're paying ridiculous labor costs to open a Brooks Brothers at 5:30 in the morning.
Shut down your store, man.
And Cinnabon wasn't open. Chick-fil-A breakfast wasn't open. There was like 4 breakfast places that weren't open. I think Burger King might have been open actually. But no, who wants to eat Burger King breakfast, honestly?
Cinnabon's good though.
There was we did some AM shows a couple weeks ago, and there was a there was a gas station, and there was a Purple Heart hat. I don't know. I've had many relatives in the military, and I've been to many military bases around the world to play shows. I don't know what it takes to get a Purple Heart, in terms of
a lot of sacrifice
in your service.
Yes,
I know it's not spending $8.99 at a fucking Pilot truck stop in the middle of bumfuck Arkansas, though.
Hey, where'd you serve? Walmart from 2006 to 2010.
Honestly, though, that was a recession. That could have been a rough time for Walmart.
You know what I'm saying? Interesting thing about that. So when I was in the government, all the vendors near the White House or the Capitol, when tourists come in, they can buy the stuff. Well, FBI, DEA, a couple other ones, they sell their likeness. So people can use it, but that's why you'll never see a hat out there where it's like Secret Service hat, or I think ATF's the other one. People do sell their likeness, so I just find it hard to believe the Purple Heart will willingly put that out there, unless that money's going towards. Yeah, dude, fire it up.
Purple Heart Combat, $17.99. Purple Heart Combat Veteran, merit, honor, and bravery. Here's my thing. Like someone was walking around who had a Purple Heart, and they're gonna go, fuck, they didn't give me a hat.
Right.
I'm gonna buy. How many actual Purple Heart people have bought that hat? 0?
I'm gonna say 0.
Fucking 0.
Yes.
Nobody. That's just so annoying.
Imagine if you had a Purple Heart and you see a guy walk out of the Sheets Pizza with a couple of Slim Jims and his new
Purple Heart hat.
And he's just like, man, he's like, thank you for your service. The guy's like, what? I've been driving a truck for 12 years. What do you want about? Yeah, these highways are tough.
Yeah, it's hard out here, man. What? And then my other gripe is talking fucking Purple Heart hat. You can buy anything now. You buy a Medal of Honor there too.
Yeah, dude.
My other gripe is we all are fans of wrestling and enjoy it and have lots of friends who are in the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
But we all are also aware of that this is an entertainment thing.
Correct.
No, these guys, people who go, oh, these guys aren't athletes or this, and they're not really wrestling. Like, come on, dude. Falling after 21 hurts. So these guys sacrifice their bodies.
Yeah, it's very physical.
But man, some of these fans on social media for wrestlers,
toxic.
Dude, I saw something that Tom Baron Corbin. I use his real name, which, by the way, his brother's coming tonight. I got to make sure I remind you to put him on the guest list. The replies to these people that they replying like this is like a real scenario. It is insanity to me. Like the replies. Look at any wrestler posting anything on Twitter, and then just go to the replies.
How'd you turn your back on your family?
Oh my God. Maybe you're broke, because they did the thing where Baron goes like,
genius.
Yeah, it was great. I honestly thought
great
it was a great angle.
He's actually really
He's had like 4 good characters.
He's really good at it though.
Yeah. And he played, honestly, I think my favorite angle he's ever had was the poor guy. Like that was really cool. But there's people going, you probably lost all your money because of blah, 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 blah. And they're like actually tweeting this to a real person.
Right. You better sell your Traeger grill.
Oh, it's funny that you buy all this expensive meat, but you complain about being broke. I'm loving it. I know you were thinking of one. You had one in the chamber.
To people that realize it's kayfabe, or like, dude, you really they're
well, first off, no one's nerds like us and know what kayfabe is.
They're acting. They're not real people.
Well, they're real people.
Like these people assume that every time
they think that the
breaks, Stone Cold's coming down the ramp with a tire iron and put a butthole stop on someone.
Yeah, they think that the Dwayne Johnson and Stone Cold Steve Austin aren't friends backstage.
There are people that actually think Undertaker was a real gravedigger.
It's still real to me, damn it.
And they actually when they go on vacation, they actually look for parts unknown so they can see where the Undertaker's from.
Like,
where is Death Valley?
Right.
Yeah, dude. And so honestly too though, like, so
how's Thanksgiving with your brother Cade? Your mom's vagina must have really hurt popping those two big boys out.
What the fuck?
So stupid.
Yo. So we've been very blessed by WWE to have lots of songs and stuff that they've used in many things and be friends with a lot of wrestlers. So they'll kind of take care of us whenever we come to a city or whatever. And that's always fun and appreciated. But every time we go, usually we're in the front row. And man, front row wrestling sitters. Oh, dude, they're like, imagine Twitter replies and Instagram replies in person.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yes.
They're yelling out, like they're booing. Like, dude, it is, the stuff they yell out is so great.
It's the best.
I wish next time I got to write some of it down. But anyway.
Imagine that same father and son we saw last time was in the front row marking down how many slaps, how many punches. Oh, the Yankee, the guy writing down the, so my brother texted me. My brother Nick listens to this podcast. So I know he's going to hear this. I got to find his text. The other day, he always texts me after the podcast if he disagrees with something that we say. Usually I just tell him to fuck off. But this is what he said. Keeping score to baseball games is a great way to force you to pay attention to the game. Motherfucker, I'll just put my phone down and pay attention to the game. I don't need to write down. Tell you exactly who hit what home run or double.
Dude, if I need to look at stats, bro, it's on the giant 300-foot board right in front of me.
The day I walked through the gate of a outdoor baseball park with a pencil sharpener in my back pocket, throw me off the roof. Throw me right off the roof.
A pencil sharpener.
Stop. If ever you go to a game with a trapper keeper with notepads, just stop.
All right. Well, those are my
Bring
gripes.
awareness to you're just a fool. You're just a dumbass.
Those are my gripes this week. You know what? We've talked about my brother. Let's go to my brother's favorite part of the podcast. John, it's time for the movie of the week.
There goes Kent, reading movies. Gonna talk about touching boobies.
Welcome back, everybody. Tonight we got a 2018 AVN Award winner, Your Dirty Sister Touched My Dong. That's right, guys. We are actually going to show for the first time in broadcast network history, Your Dirty Sister Touched My Dong. You'll love the slapstick wacky hijinks on Bang Channel 596 for $11.99. Let me tell you, this one is worth it, and you're going to see what all the fuss is about, why this won and sweeped up the AVNs in 2018, because little sisters seduce brother's friends with her perky boobs and wet mouth. What boy can resist a bent-over 18-year-old cutie flashing her nips or grinding his lap? Just don't get caught inside her. Ho, ho, ho! Your Dirty Sister Touched My Dong, $11.99.
Man.
Great movie.
That was, honestly.
I wish that movie's in 4D, so you almost like a scratch and sniff. That's how much I really.
So you could you could get a little.
You could sniff the holes through the sound.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder when that's going to come out. 4D.
It'd be great.
4D porno. 4D porno.
Yeah,
theaters.
where it's like you watch the movie, like, oh, this is really cool. And what you actually started having sex with someone?
Yeah. Like, whoa, this feels really real.
Really
you look down.
Is that a real mouth?
Yeah. Look down, some homeless guy's blowing you.
I'm bringing awareness to.
I'm bringing awareness. This is a homeless appreciation. We're bringing awareness to homeless while letting homeless people blow you. John, do you have any? What's going on this week? Give us some shaman like things. We need some good ones.
Dude, we only got one new thing this week.
Wow, we haven't been keeping up.
People get lazy. It's pissing me off.
They send them to our Instagram though too. I feel
right. But we're gonna start bringing awareness to the life advice and dreams.
Yeah. By the way, if you have any dreams, if you have any crazy dreams that you need us to analyze, if you have any life advice that you need us to give you, if you have any questions for us, please send them to suplifeadvice@gmail.com. John.
suplifeadvice@gmail.com.
All right, what you got?
John the Shaman, keeping you on track. All you gotta do is touch his big old sack of mail.
But this is actually a really good advice question.
All right.
I want to get some guys' thoughts on this.
Okay.
Would it bother you if a woman you are with has slept with more people than you? I am single and have slept with a lot of men and just wondering.
Praise God.
Also, what age do you think people should stop having one-night stands? Thanks for the laughs.
What a great question. Man, I'm kind of glad I don't read that email box because I kind of want to know who this is.
You know the guy.
You know the guy.
I'm kidding.
There's
a young female.
Listen, it wouldn't bother me. I think, I think people take sex far too seriously. I think it's a natural,
especially if you're in a wheelchair.
What? I think that it's a natural human thing that happens, and I think that if you're doing out there, you're doing your thing, you're not committed and if you're single, obviously you're not in an open relationship, which a lot of people are. You're not in a committed, do whatever you want.
Yeah. What's wrong with one night stands if you're 50?
Nothing. That's what you're supposed to do when you're 50.
Why do you think? I think society has this thing where it's like you have to get society get married, blah blah blah, which is great, obviously.
Yeah, but society's put so many restrictions on made it taboo of listen, do what you want. You're not hurting anybody unless you have don't get the HIV and start banging a bunch of people. But
what are the rules if you start having one night stands 4 one night stands with the same person? Is that start becoming a trend, or are you bringing awareness to one night stand?
That's somebody that you're fucking.
Right.
If it's not a one night stand anymore, if you have 4 with the same person, that's a dude that you're banging.
Now, what if this person, hypothetically, you're a female, this is a guy, but next time you see them for one night stand, now that guy is a girl, is that considered a new one night stand? If they have a sex change?
You're a lesbian now.
Okay, cool.
Which is dope.
Cool.
Good for you.
Cool. Sister.
Yeah, I don't think it wouldn't bother me if somebody had slept with more people than me. It'd be fucking astonishing. But it wouldn't bother me.
Unless this is foul.
Unless oh God.
Yeah, but if the parts where it look like a Griswold turkey,
what?
It's if you had some of that many people and had your body was just ravaged from over usage. At that point you're kind of maybe I do have a problem with this.
Yeah, listen, if you're blown out,
if you're whatever area looks like the gobble on a male turkey, there needs, maybe you should slow down and maybe snap that back too. Or if you're a guy, if your asshole looks like a fucking sarlacc pit.
Oh my God.
Maybe you should slow down a bit and calm down the one night stands.
That's gross.
His hole looks like a tremor. Or graboid. Kevin Bacon and Fred Warner hunting your asshole. through rural Texas town. Yeah, so I
Jared, can you put other audio over that whole 30 seconds? Just put a Ronald Reagan speech or something over it. Dude, my fucking toenails are whack right now.
Tear down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev.
That's what you should put. Dude, my toenails, I got fucking raptor claws right now.
No, you can dip your feet to your paws like an osprey and pull out a fish.
Dude, there's a lot going on.
You have otter feet.
I have good feet. Have you ever noticed look at that scar on my foot? You know what that's from? A curling iron. When I was a kid, I ran into my mom's bathroom and I tripped over the cable and the hot curling iron touched my foot. Can
we talk about how your mom just comes to the show and just owns it?
Yeah.
That's the second, but it just rolls out.
It's Ollie. Yeah. Ollie's the same way. Ollie will walk. My mom was at the show the other night in St. Louis, and Brent scared the shit out of her because when we started Enemies, he always does this thing. He'll go, let's go. And then, but he was right next to her ear and she didn't know he was right there. That was pretty funny. That was pretty great. Anyway, this has been episode 26. We miss Paul, ladies and gentlemen. We love Paul.
We actually see Paul on other podcasts where it's we don't see him at all. He's just been doing another
by himself. He's just been doing another podcast.
It's just him. He goes, "Hey, I can't get in touch with Zach or John, so I'm doing my own thing."
Guys, this is my podcast now. Hold on, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna call him right now. He won't even answer our calls. He's busy doing his other podcast right now. This motherfucker. This guy.
Man.
Please leave your message.
Oh, he doesn't even have a voicemail, dude. Come on.
We can't even talk shit for we can't even bring awareness to his. Okay, let's bring awareness this week.
Can we bring awareness to whatever the fuck Paul is?
To get a voicemail box set up for Paul.
We'd like to bring awareness to Paul's lack of answering the phone voicemail situation. Secondly, thank you for tuning in to episode 26. Thank you for tuning in to all the episodes. If you haven't checked out Futility, the real game of living on the GPA,
they're over 40% now.
Yeah. Yep. Hell yeah. Good for them. And thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the YouTube as we're trying to get this thing bigger.
Yes.
And keep doing it for as long as we can. Thank you for all listening on all the audio platforms and all that. We appreciate you. Check out John's other podcast, Spear Talk Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. The other thing too, for the streaming stuff, you guys listen on iTunes, make sure you go onto our podcast and give it a 5-star review and leave a comment. That helps with the algorithms.
Shout out.
And start going up on people's other playlists. So yeah, leave reviews. Even if you hate the podcast, just leave a comment.
Especially if you hate the podcast.
Talk trash to you next week.
Yeah. And we would love that. So like the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, turn on the notification bell if you want to do that. Yes. And we will see you next week, you nerds. Goodbye.
Later.